Hello. So, today we are going to discuss about belief and non-belief and layo muna tayo sa politics. So, thanks to Jong P3P na nag-comment, sabi niya, nature cannot create life from non-life. So, there must be a creator from the beginning. So, yeah, in Tagalog, ang nature ko, no, ay hindi kayang makakreate or makagawa ng buhay na galing sa hindi naman buhay or non-life. So, kailangan or there must be a God or a creator from the beginning para makreate yung life na yun. There must be. Okay, so thank you Jong P3P for this comment. Do know na this kind of comment is very common in the atheist community. If you go to Philippine atheists, you will see na tinatakol tong mga ganitong mga arguments. And they have different kinds of response. Some are witty, some are merong iba na pinasarcastic, meron ding iba na very very high yung quality ng pagtakol nito. So on my side naman, I actually have some thoughts on this one. But I guess the better thing I can do is to refer to other known atheists, no? Kung paano nila sinasagot ito. Kasi ako naman, I can defend myself when we talk about these stuff. But meron talagang barrier yung language ko eh. Hindi ako kasing galing nila mag-relay ng thoughts nila on their head and convert that into speech. And yeah, may struggle, but I'll try my best now. I'll try to also answer you or address this question based on what other known atheists, based on how they respond to this kind of argument. Okay, so I think we are already familiar with ChatGPT, and this is how I simply got a response from how an atheist would respond to this kind of argument. So if you go into ChatGPT, there's this meron ditong explore GPTs na option, and pwede kang maghanap ng mga non-atheist. On my case, hinanap ko si Matt Dillahunty. It's not really Matt Dillahunty, no, but since language model itong AI, parang kinokopya niya yung language na language ni Matt Dillahunty, and pinipredict niya kung ano ang most likely i-respond ni Matt Dillahunty, no? So, let me show that to you. Okay, so ang ginawa ko lang is kinopy ko yung comment mo and pinaste ko sa ChatGPT. Again, ChatGPT is really not good in determining fact. Nagkakamali siya, meron siyang hallucination, may mga binibigay siyang answers na hindi naman nag-i-exist. What ChatGPT is really good is yung mag-construct ng grammar, kaya niyang i-reconstruct yung wrong grammar mo, naiintindihan niya yung mga broken na English mo, and finifix niya ito on the spot, no? And this one is an example of a response from ChatGPT using a Matt Dillahunty na GPT. So, ito yung sabi ni Matt Dillahunty na AI. Sabi niya, the claim is a common argument, which what I said earlier, na common siya, but it's one I don't find convincing. Hindi siya very convincing sa amin. Hindi siya nakaka-engage, hindi siya something na naiinteresado kami kasi, wow, ang intelligent ng argument na yun, nakukumbinsi na ako na meron pala talagang Diyos. Hindi ganoon yung effect niya. Like how you listen to any kind of arguments, hindi ka basta-basta. For example, yung simple na argumento ninyo ng friends mo or yung asawa mo o girlfriend mo, sometimes meron kayong arguments na hindi ka nakukonvince, di ba? Kaya nakiki-debate ka talaga further. Ito din yung appeal sa akin ng kinoment mo. So, let's break it down. So, the idea that nature cannot create life from non-life is an assertion, not a demonstrated fact. So that's the number one. It is an assertion. You are saying stuff. It's not proven. So, nature cannot create life from non-life. wala pa tayong full understanding how nature works. We have some understanding, of course. Meron na tayong understanding sa medicine, meron na tayong understanding sa physics, sa biology, sa quantum physics, but we don't have the full understanding of all the processes of nature. So, you saying na nature cannot create life from non-life is not something na factual. You are just asserting, you're just saying, no, without actually having to demonstrate that your statement is in fact true. So that's problem number 1. So hindi siya a demonstrated fact. Wala pa tayong fact about nature not being able to create a life. We don't know yet if nature can create a life. We don't know, but we also don't know if nature cannot create a life. So dalawa, hindi natin alam na ang nature nakakapag-create ng life at hindi din natin alam na ang nature hindi nakakapag-create ng life. So you are asserting that nature cannot create life from non-life. That's problem number 1. Because it's like you're saying na alam ko na how nature works. And isa sa mga alam ko is it cannot create a life. How do you know? That's number 1 na problem. How do you know that it cannot create a life? It is not a demonstrated fact. So, it assumes we fully understand. Sabi ko nga, nag-a-assume ito na fully understand na natin ang processes that could potentially lead to the emergence of life. We are assuming, no, na na-understand na natin, but scientists don't have that kind of assumption, no. All they know is they don't know yet, no. So ito na mention na nabanggit ko na din ito sa isa sa mga videos ko, ang abiogenesis. So abiogenesis is separate from evolution, the theory of evolution by natural selection ni Charles Darwin. So there's this big misunderstanding na ang evolution kuno is the theory about life emerging. No, it's just a theory about why there are many species in this world. It's not a theory about how life came to be. So that needs to be corrected kasi yun yung parang tinuturo sa atin sa church and sa school na ganito ang theory ni Darwin na galing daw ang life sa non-life. No, that is separate. The theory of evolution by natural selection is just a theory of the different species. Bakit maraming species ang mundo? And abiogenesis, however, is not a full theory yet. It is still ongoing. People are still studying how life came to be. No, the natural process by which life arises from living matter. So you need to look for abiogenesis. It is an ongoing study how ito yung parang na-understanding ko na parang merong sa physics na, di ba sa physics natin na-understand natin how objects move through space, no, how it interacts with other objects, and somehow yung mga objects na yun, like yung small objects, nag-i-interact and it forms something that's complex. Yun yung chemistry, another study of science. So from physics to chemistry, and then eto yung parang story ni abiogenesis na there's this stage na from physics from physics to chemistry and then to biology. Ito yung parang binubuo na istorya ni abiogenesis, and they're still figuring things out, no, how life came to be. So ito isa din to sa na-appreciate ko talaga when I no longer believe in what was taught to me in the Bible. I now appreciate science. Kasi ang akala ko sa science when I was a believer, ang akala ko is mga know-it-all tong mga scientist na to, na mga hambugero, mga hindi gustong i-correct, mga tao na mga tawag doon, mga matataas ang tingin nila sa sarili at hindi sila gustong i-correct, sila palagi ang tama, sila lang ang tama, sila dapat ang sundin. Yun yung akala ko sa science eh. And eto pala ang na-learn ko what science really is. Science is just saying na we don't know. It's accepting na humans have limitations. Humans can only know things in a very limited way kasi nga kulang yung technology natin, kulang yung senses natin. Kaya ang science fundamentally is accepting we don't know. That is why we need tools, and that is why we need to be honest to know things. Yun yung nagustuhan ko talaga sa science. So mali yung understanding ko na sila lang yung authority ng truth, no. They are willing to be corrected, and if yung study mo, if for example meron ka naman talagang legit na study about theology, they will be interested in listening if only you can demonstrate it to them. Ang nangyayari kasi, there is a God. Sinasabi ng mga pari, ng mga scientists, na mga theologies, na mga also theologians, God exists. Napuputol kasi yung conversation pag hanggang arguments lang yung kaya ng isang theologian. Hanggang philosophy lang. They actually need something to be demonstrated before they will get interested on it. Kapag hindi mo kasi ma-demonstrate, we're talking nonsense. So, you're dealing in something na we can't actually prove. So, hindi sila na-attract sa mga ganung usapan. Kasi yun nga, gusto nila na nade-demonstrate yung mga bagay-bagay para mapalabas yung totoo at hindi totoo. So, balik tayo dito sa reply ni Matt Dillahunty na AI. Abiogenesis, the natural process by which life arises from non-living matter, still remains an area of study, and while we don't yet have a complete explanation, that doesn't justify leaping to a supernatural conclusion. So this is another example. If we don't know things yet, if science doesn't know, sana gawin natin itong ugali na hindi mag-conclude na hindi alam ng science, therefore si God talaga yun. Kasi palaging nangyayari yun throughout history. Maraming ang scientist sa mga sinauna na pag hindi nila na-figure out yung mga bagay-bagay, sasabihin nila, it's the hand of God, it is in the whim of God, it is by the works of God. That was from the 1800s. Si Newton is even victim to that kind of mentality. Pero later, ng mga bagong scientists, mas marami silang information kasi nga may foundation na sila, and then meron na silang mga bagong tools. Nasasabi nila na, hey, mali si Newton when he said na it's the hand of God. Walang kinalaman ang God dito. It's just basic science na i-explain na later down the line. So, let's not do this, no, na if, for example, ongoing pa ang abiogenesis, hindi pa alam ng abiogenesis paano talaga nabuo ang life, then let's not jump to conclusion. Let's not make stories. Let's just say we don't know. It's the safest route. You don't know. I don't know. It's a lot more honest to say we don't know on stuff we really don't know. So, historically, invoking a creator has often been a placeholder for gaps in knowledge. For instance, people used to attribute lightning. Ito, naggumawa ako ng example na si Newton. May example din pala si Matt Dillahunty. So, for instance, people used to attribute lightning to the gods because they didn't understand electricity. Once we figured it out, the gods weren't needed in that explanation anymore. So, yun na nga, hindi natin ma-explain ang lightning, it must be God. But now, nai-explain na ng mga scientists. Hindi ko ma-explain kasi hindi naman ako scientist, hindi ko alam ang electricity. But at least, we can now refer to books and study it to gain knowledge about electricity. And doon natin mababasa na hindi pala si Zeus ang may pakana ng ng kidlat, ng lightning, kundi it's just a natural thing na nangyayari dito sa mundo. So, at first, creator, but then later, it's just basic nature. Once we figured it out, the gods weren't needed in that explanation. This argument seems like another instance of saying, we don't know yet, so God did it. So, balik tayo dun sa argument mo, na nature cannot create life from non-life, so there must be a creator. There must be a creator. So, we don't know yet, so God did it. So, let's not fall into this trap. If we don't know, we don't know. No one knows. If someone says they know, I doubt that they do know kasi nagpre-pretend lang yan. Kaya ito din yung parang sintomas ng religion na negative effect sa society kasi they have this tendency to say they know stuff. They will claim they know things. They absolutely know what will happen to you after you die. They absolutely know what happens to your soul. You will either go to heaven or hell. And when you ask them na paano mo nalaman yun, meron na ba tayong ebidensya sa mga bagay na sinasabi mo? No, it's just faith, John. It's written in this book. So that's the problem I have with the system of not requiring demonstrable na mga evidence to believe in someone. That's the problem I have with that kind of system. I want to rely on a system that is based on evidence, that is based on facts that can be demonstrated, that can be na pwedeng gawin in an experiment. Pwede akong hindi maniwala, pero pag finalo ko yung sinabi niya and gawin ko to sa bahay ko and gumawa ako ng experiment at nakita ko talaga yung result, ganoon dapat ang sistema. Hindi yung sasabihin lang sa'yo na magbasa ka lang ng libro na to and totoo itong libro na to and just have faith, just believe in it, and then eto talaga yung mga mangyayari sa buhay mo. I don't like that. No? So, eto. So, balik tayo doon. Saying there must be a creator assumes what it's trying to prove. Ina-assume mo what you are trying to prove. You are trying to prove a God. You are trying to prove that God exists. But you assume. You are assuming. It's circular reasoning. You're starting with the conclusion and working backward to justify it. No? Nagsisimula ka sa konklusyon na merong Diyos at paatras yung logic mo para ma-justify mo na meron talagang Diyos. Rather than evaluating the evidence and seeing where it leads. Nakita mo yung evidence at doon talaga papunta ang konklusyon. You are working backwards. You're starting with the conclusion, there is a God, kaya gumawa ka ng argument na there must be a God. No? Hindi yung, nakita ko tong evidence na to, ito talaga yung evidence for a God. So, ito naman yung another evidence. So, it's pointing, the evidences all are pointing to a creator. Why don't you believe? So, ganoon dapat. Ang problema dito is, ang argument mo is, balik tayo doon. So, it starts with a conclusion. So, there must be a creator. And ang isa pa, ang unang premise mo, nature cannot create life from non-life, is an assumption. No one knows yet. Can nature create life? Can nature not create life? No one knows. It's still a mystery. Scientists are still understanding how nature works. And you are already saying that nature cannot create life. You are creating an evidence, but it's just an assumption to prove. So there must be a creator to create life. See the problem there. There's a lot of problem in just a single sentence that you made. So eto. It seeks natural explanations and tests them rigorously, rather than evaluating the evidence and seeing where it leads. Science operates differently. It seeks natural explanations and tests them rigorously. If the evidence leads us to a creator, fine. But so far, it hasn't. So, ganoon dapat yung mindset. Kung hindi ito din yung parang common na nangyayari sa mga religious people. Parang antagonist ang science sa mundo ng faith and religion. Science is not trying to disprove God. No, because God is not proven to begin with. It is not trying to disprove God. No, it is not antagonistic to your religion. Science is just saying na I don't know stuff, I want to know stuff. I don't want the biases in me to dictate what my findings will be. Kristiyano man ako, Muslim man ako, Buddhist man ako, hindi dapat ito makakaapekto sa mga conclusion ko. Kasi nag-i-study ako why, for example, are there really germs? Are there really tiny creatures that causes us illness? 'Di ba ang alam ko sa religion ko yung mga bagay na create ng Diyos eto lang, may mga germs pala. So, it is contradicting to what my understanding about theology. Pero I have to move forward with this investigation kasi this is what science means. Science is not hindi siya based on any religion, but it is just based on reality. Ano yung nakikita sa realidad, and eto lang yung i-report ko. Kaya yun, it seeks natural explanations and tests them rigorously. If the evidence leads us to a creator, fine. That is the beauty of it. If it leads us to a creator, if may ma-discover ang mga scientists na, hey, parang may essence ng Diyos dito sa ni-discover natin, let's investigate further. Kasi hindi naman pag may na-discover sila, hindi to God agad. Hindi to si God. Of course, hindi to si Jesus Christ. Hindi naman ganoon yung science eh. It's just following evidence where it leads them. And if it leads them to a creator, good. No problem with it. We are not antagonistic. Atheists also are not antagonistic. If you can provide a better argument, kasi alam ko naman na hindi ka nakakapag-provide ng evidence eh. Of course, you're not a scientist. Of course, you can't provide evidence. We can at least argue. Yun yung parang natin eh. Yun yung parang kaya lang natin kasi philosophically we can talk things without showing evidences to each other. I'm not saying na philosophically hindi mo kaya, no? Pwede mo naman ma-convince ako. Sure, why not? 'Di ba? Pwede mo naman ako ma-convince philosophically, but so far all the things I've heard, all the arguments I've heard so far are not really that impressive and are not really impressive because I have better understanding now with science. I have better understanding now with other things. Kaya parang nako-connect ako sa mga bagay na alam ko na hindi naman to maganda na argument for your God kasi magagamit din naman ito ng Muslim. And pag ginamit ito ng Muslim, di totoo din yung God nila. So, sino ba sa inyo ang dalawa ang totoo? So, ganoon na po gumagana yung utak ko. Hindi na siya madaling mauto or makumbinse sa mga different denominations ng Christianity. So lastly, there's a double standard in the logic. If everything must have a cause, if lahat naman pala ay may cause or merong creator, then who or what created the creator? So this involves another problem. You're arguing na life cannot be created from non-life. So is God life as well? So are you implying that only a life can create a life? So if God is a life, who created that life? A non-life? Another God higher than that creator? So then may double standard yung argument mo. I bet you will say na no, God is the ultimate thing. Wala nang nag-create sa kanya. Then I can also say that nature is the ultimate thing and walang nag-create sa kanya. Nature, non-life existed and it brought forth life. Life created a non-life. Kasi it's absurd for me to accept your argument na doon na lang tayo magsa-stop sa creator, sa God na gusto mo, kasi sinabi mo eh. 'Di ba? So, lastly, there's a double standard in the logic. If everything must have a cause or a creator, then who or what created the creator? If your answer is that the creator is eternal or doesn't require a cause, then why can't natural universe or some part of it have those same properties? Bakit hindi pwede na ang universe, the natural universe, or some part of it have those same properties? Bakit hindi mo pwedeng sabihin na the universe or the natural universe is eternal or doesn't require a cause? Bakit hindi natin pwede sabihin yun? 'Di ba? In your world, kailangang may creator. Okay, I can accept that. But who created your creator? You will say it's eternal. Then nababasag mo yung, then we're not actually we can't actually agree kasi sasabihin ko na okay, wala palang creator ang creator, then isn't it also applicable na ang universe is wala ding creator, na it's just an eternal thing as well, and it doesn't require a cause, 'di ba? So you want the creator to exist, kaya you work your way backwards. Gusto mo na meron talagang Diyos, kaya nasasabi mo na the universe must have a creator. But when I ask you, then who created your creator? And then your response is, walang naggumawa sa creator. It's eternal and doesn't require a cause. Okay. So, that's really great answer na wala pala talaga. Hindi ko ba pwedeng i-apply itong same logic na to sa universe itself? Na wala din siyang creator and doesn't require a cause? Ito kasi yung problema din pag nagde-debate lang tayo using arguments. Walang katapusan ang philosophical debates talaga kasi we are debating on something we can't both demonstrate as true. I can't demonstrate to you that the universe is eternal and doesn't require a cause. You can't demonstrate to me na your God is eternal and doesn't require a creator. Kasi we are just talking things. Maganda pa din at the end of the day, maganda pa din na meron tayong ma-demonstrate. Kaya sinasabi ko na, yes, nako-convince ako sa philosophical arguments. But, bitin eh. And I know na mafe-feel mo din ito. I know that you will fight, really fight for the fact na wala talagang creator ang creator. Kasi sabi dito sa Bible mo, kasi ito yung definition ng God mo. Endless itong philosophical na debates. Anong pwede makapag-stop nito is something that can be proven talaga. Okay, na-present mo si God sa harap natin and John, tingnan mo, walang nag-create sa kanya. Talagang nag-exist lang siya eternally, but we can't. No? It's like debating whether sino ang mananalo, si Goku or si One Punch Man. Si Goku na nasa level ng pinaka-highest level na Saiyan ni Goku. Sino ang mananalo? Si One Punch Man o si Goku? You will say na of course si One Punch Man. Ginawa ang One Punch Man to make fun of anime na super OP ng character. Kaya si One Punch Man talaga yung by definition, One Punch Man lang talaga. One punch lang niya yung mga superheroes natin. And I will argue na no. Of course, kaya ni Goku sa ganitong level kasi multidimensional na ang kapangyarihan ni Son Goku. Hindi matatapos yung argument natin kasi we're just arguing things. We're not talking about facts, no. We're just talking about definitions and talking about things we actually don't know fully, no? So, ang pinaka maganda talaga na ugali is I don't know. So dito sa last na sinabi ni Matt Delante, the fact is we don't fully understand how life began. But I don't know is a much better answer than God did it unless there's evidence for that claim. So yun yung sinasabi ni Matt na ito yung way, ito yung path for us to not be duped, for us to not be scammed, for us to not be manipulated. We need to accept that there are a lot of things in this world that we don't know. And the moment you believe that there are some priests and preachers out there that know stuff, then that's the moment na mabibiktima ka talaga nila. No? Mabibiktima ka nila sa kanilang mga istorya, kaya nakikinig ka sa mga istorya nila at fina-follow mo na sila religiously. And it might not be harmful na fina-follow mo yung pari na tinuturuan ka na paano magtipid, paano makipagkapwa, paano mahalin ang Diyos. It's not harmful. But at the end of the day, I'd rather live my life on my own understanding of reality, on my own morals, on my own standard. And when I say own, it doesn't mean that personal ko lang yun na mga nasa utak ko ha. It is a collective understanding of humanity. Of course, kasi pinanganak ako sa 1980s. Meaning, meron na tayong understanding how the world works, how nature works, up to that point. Kaya meron akong understanding. I am standing on this earth with bit-bit ko yung knowledge and experiences ng mga previous na mga humans na namatay na. So, when I say my own morality, it's not really my own invention of morality. It's a collective morality of humanity. For example, yung mga issue sa LGBT, may mga sinasabi ang church na eto napupunta sila sa hell, no? And parang nadidiminish yung quality ko when I deal with them if I'm a religious person. Kasi yung mata ko, these people are sinners and I need to talk to them para ma-save ko yung soul nila. So, 'di ba? Parang may na-diminish na quality if only you can see them eye to eye. So, as an atheist now, if I see a gay person, then it's just part of nature na meron talagang gay na lalabas sa population. And I don't treat them any lesser, I don't treat them any higher, I just treat them as same as me, no, as a human being. With religion, you have a different worldview, you have a different eye. When you see an atheist, you have a different eye. I don't think unique yun sa religious. I have that as well. But it's not because of it's not because may nagdikta sa akin na diyan ganito yung dapat mata mo pag nakaharap mo tong mga tao na to. No, it's not because of that, but it's because of cultural understanding now. For example, if kaharap ko ang Muslim, iba ang culture nila, iba yung mundo nila, then I'd ask more. Hindi siya lesser human than me, but I'd probably be careful kasi I'm surrounded with Christians, no? My friends are Christians and they understand me, they accept me, not accept, but they know that I'm an atheist. But I know how to deal with Christians kasi I was a Christian, but I don't know how to deal with Muslims. So that's what I mean, no, na hindi because may tinuro na dyan mag-ingat ka sa mga Muslim. No, hindi. I'm just more aware na hey, I'm not familiar with these groups of people. I need to be more aware of what their humor is, ano yung bawal, ano yung hindi bawal, and I need to adjust kasi they have different upbringings. That's what I mean. No, hindi yung bakla to, diretso to sa impyerno and kailangan ko tong imbitahin sa church para magbago na to and para kailangan talaga maging lalaki to or else mapupunta to sa hell. That's very different. That's dogma. Me, I'm just being aware of my surroundings. And I'm not judging the Muslims na mga ano to, mga suicide bombers to. I'm not judging the Christians na mga rapists to. No, we are all equal here. We just have different ano. You on the other hand have that kind of view though. Atheist to. Don't wag mo na tong itago kasi this is common. A lot of atheists now will say na ganito talaga ako dati diyan nung Kristiyano ako naging depressed ako kasi ang dami palang mapupunta sa impyerno kasi yun nga na-realize ko na ang church ko pala ang true religion kasi it's the Catholic Church. This is ito yung pinakauna na church na binuo ni Jesus Christ, and they're creating other religions that are false, and therefore mapupunta yan talaga sila sa impyerno. And I was depressed. Nag-anxiety ako every day kasi nalulungkot ako sa fact na hindi ko sila masasave. 'Di ba? Atheists on the other hand don't have those kinds of worries. We don't have those worries na or anxiety na kasi we don't believe that they will go to hell so nawawala yung mga ganoong klaseng stress, and it feels good kasi if I have that, I don't know how to traverse this earth kasi marami din akong personal na problema na hindi related sa religion or atheism. It's just problems, everyday problems, health, relationships, money problems, bills, food, travel problem, any kind of problem. It's already basic to every human being, and I'm happy na wala na akong another baggage to worry about like the supernatural na mga thinking, the fact na mapupunta ako sa hell, baka hindi ako makapunta sa heaven, baka nagalit sa akin ang Diyos. Those are extra layers of stress that could potentially affect my head, and I'm happy na hindi na ako religious.